Now, you might think this doesn't have anything to do with moderators, but it does, vicariously. I just wanted to talk about how I am sick and tired of technology. Well, not technology. I'm sick and tired of corporations and capitalism perverting technology. Because technology in and of itself is good. We humans evolved with our opposable thumbs and higher state of consciousness to survive via using tools and instruments to better ourselves and our situation. Somehow this turned into certain kinds of people exploiting other people and using them as food, more or less. And the technology circulates the cattle, fences them in one way or another. What I'm basically talking about in this situation is how technology has a different standard than your typical human being. For example, when you go to work to do your job, you are expected not only to do your job well, but to do it based on the criteria of your employer, which does not necessarily mean well, it just means under what they want. And what if what they want is not constructive? What if what they want is skewed and they really don't know what they want? What if what they want is really just to make you miserable and it has nothing to do with productivity? Doesn't fucking matter. Because under capitalism, that's the way it works. It's your property, my property. Even though that's completely contrary to the law, it's completely contrary to morality, it's completely contrary to common sense, and, just everything that is intelligent and good. But that's the way people are because they're fucking devil worshippers. But then, technology can be a piece of shit, and people will still jack off and come to the idea of the newest iPhone or whatever. Right this minute, I've had to struggle for the past hour with this piece of shit laptop to get it to work. Because it says, even though it's plugged in, it's not charging. So, you have to do everything in between, because if you call tech service, they're going to act like, you just expected to do it on your own, because I'm a wizard and I can just poof, make it work on my own. I wouldn't fucking need them, and I certainly wouldn't need to pay for anything. Because poof, I'm a wizard, it's there. Or poof, I'm a wizard, I stole it from you, what are you going to do about it? I'm a goddamn wizard. So, I'm unplugging the thing and taking off the battery, letting it sit, doing all these things, checking all my programs and things to see if there's anything that might be, blocking it or confusing the goddamn machine or whatever. And all this shit, it's not even working efficiently. I'm not expecting perfection here. I'm expecting it to goddamn charge. That way I can continue to use it. Now, I know machines eventually break down. They are material objects, so they deteriorate, as do we. But you notice the different standard there. A computer does not even need to work well. A human being is not only expected to work well, but he's expected to work under the principalities of whatever his employer decides, whether or not that has anything to do with the concept of well, regardless of his age, regardless of any circumstances, etc. And that is completely backward for society. Why are humans held to a higher degree than the fucking machines that they create? We created the machines to work for us, to make our lives easier. But instead, whereas our lives are harder than ever before, we have higher standards than ever before, it's the machines that we worship. We want the newest iPod. We, act like the internet is so great, even though it's just full of moderators and internet porn and lol cats. We act like it's these material things that hold any value or quality, and the rest of us can just fuck off. So, that's the problem. Now, I'm not saying we're going to end up like the Matrix. We would be so lucky, as for the material objects, to gain some semblance of sentience, sapience I should say, a higher state of intelligence where they can think like humans, but are not flawed like humans in their emotional, self-destructive, just plain psychotic bullcrap. We're not going to get that lucky. We are not going to have a machine revolution. But what will happen is probably more so than even now, we are going to live in an ultra-materialistic society that treats machines like they're people. And machines have rights. And machines have, certain privileges to not be abused and to not be trifled with. Machines will have more protections under the law and under society than human beings do, even though they are not intelligent. They are just a brick with plastic and glass and wires. But human beings and all their psychosis will continue to elevate them above themselves. I guess that's it.